Press the bell icon on our YouTube app and never miss another video from SpotboyE.
This man needs no introduction. No words will suffice enough to praise him. We are in conversation with the mega star, the mega celebrity, Amitabh Bachchan. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being on SpotboyE.
Thank you so much for having me.
This October 11 is a big day. It's special. 75.
Yeah.
What are the plans, sir? How are you?
Nothing, it's another year. Why is 75 treated so specially? I've always wondered. Why is 25, 50, 75 and 100 treated specially? Particularly so in films. 25 हफ्ते फिल्म चली सर, 50 हफ्ते फिल्म चली, 75 हफ्ते चली, 100 हफ्ते चली, 2 साल चली, 5. It's fine, it's great, but why 25, 50 and 75? Half century बनाई उसने, 100 ठोक दिया. Why like that? Who has decided that this is a prominent moment? I don't know, but if somebody has said it, if the world is saying so, I'll go with it.
Big party in the offing?
नहीं जी,
Big party in the offing?
नहीं क्या पार्टी क्या करेंगे सर?
Have you made friends, sir, in this span of almost 48 years now in the industry?
Yeah, why not?
Have you made friends, or would you term them as colleagues?
They were colleagues, they are friends as well. A colleague is a friend to me. You're a friend to me. You know, you come and talk to me.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
What do you do if a friend, say, is suddenly you realize is not a friend? He's backstabbing you, he's spreading rumors about you, spreading false stories about you.
That's their problem. It's not my problem.
Yes. But you don't come to react, you don't come to clarify, nothing.
Why should I?
So, sir, tell me, Bharat Matrimony, it's a website which conducted a survey that when they asked the ladies around that, who is the most perfect man you would like to marry?
Right.
And in that survey, your name has come number 1.
Really?
Yes. All the qualities which they look for.
It's a little late in life, you know. I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint them, but I'm now almost 45 years into my wedding. So thank you. Thank the ladies.
What are the qualities you think they must have seen?
That you'll have to ask them. I don't know what and why they voted for me.
Let's start with punctuality. I think that's one.
I don't see why everyone makes such a big deal out of punctuality. If somebody has given you a time, I think it's very natural that you be there. Otherwise, why give a time? But I think someone gives a time. Our event is going to start at this time. Your shooting starts at this time. The shift starts at this time. You gave a timing of 6 o'clock today. I sent a message knowing that I was going to be delayed.
Yeah.
That, I'm getting delayed. I'll be there by 6:30. I think it's only very normal to be able to do that. Why is it such a big question? Why is punctuality such a big question?
I think because majority of us are unlike you.
That's your problem. I don't seem to have that problem. But I think it comes out of discipline. I think discipline is one area that I've always felt very strongly about. Discipline and civic sense, which needs to be inculcated in us as countrymen, as Indians. And that's one of the reasons I admire the armed forces, because I feel that they are the epitome of discipline. And if we could have some kind of a diktat where every Indian has to spend 3 weeks or 3 months in the army, I think we'd all be much better off.
What if somebody makes you wait? How does...
That's all right. Yeah.
Just in case
That's his problem.
But do you get angry? Do you...
No, I'll wait. What are the circumstances in which something like this would happen? You'll have to tell me that.
Maybe a shoot if doesn't get
it's a shoot.
over in time.
Yeah, okay. So if it's a shoot and let's say it starts at 7 o'clock and ends at 2 in the afternoon, and the artists don't arrive till say 11 o'clock, well, that's the problem with the producer and the director, because he has to complete a 6-hour shift in about 2 or 3 hours. I would cooperate, but I would have to leave at 2 o'clock because I don't want to be late for my second shift, which starts at 2 o'clock. And if there is a genuine problem with the person who has come late and he explains himself, I would understand that and say, fine, we'll maybe work a little longer. to accommodate the late coming. But if I have somewhere else to go at a particular time, then of course I would have to end my portion of that shift and leave.
Many more qualities apart from punctuality, your body language, your way of talking, your way of walking, everything seems to be so appealing. I would say they have also looked at those qualities.
What kind of an interview is this? I'm getting very embarrassed with all this. No, I mean, I just am a normal human being. I talk, I walk the way, I've been, perhaps nature has told me to, and that's it. There's nothing very special about it.
When you are all the time, acting, emoting, and plus being, in front of the camera, do you forget sometimes, or does the real Amitabh Bachchan does not come out at times?
No.
Does it remain inside you? Does it?
I don't know what the question means. I'm presuming that it means that if you're enacting a particular role, you disagree with it.
No, I'm saying even in day-to-day life,
Right.
we start, as an actor, you get into a role, your body language becomes that, day in, day out.
Yeah, but that's a profession. That's a profession for the cameras. And when I go to the studio and when the camera starts, and I put on my dress and on makeup, then and I given the lines that I have to speak, then I'm that character according to what the director wants me to do. Other than that, at home I'm a normal person, just like any other family member. Why would there be a difference? I mean, what are you actually trying to get at?
No, I'm saying just, sometimes does that suffocate you? You get into a role too much and, it just goes on, becomes a part of your...
I don't see any reason for doing that. I just do my performance, come home, have my dinner and go to sleep. Spend time with the family. ऐसा होता है क्या कि वो आदमी बदल जाएगा या वो उसी चीज़ को लेकर के घर आ गया?
ऐसे कई स्टार्स तो कहते हैं हम ये रोल में घुस गए तो घुस ही गए हम.
Oh, okay. I believe they're more committed than I am because they want to live for the benefit of the role and for the benefit of the film. लेकिन प्रोफेशनली ऐसा होता नहीं है मेरे ख्याल से. डॉक्टर जो ऑपरेशन करता है हॉस्पिटल में घर आ करके अपनी बीवी को काटना शुरू कर देगा क्या? ऐसा तो होता नहीं है. वो वहाँ उसका इलाज किया फिर घर आ गए नॉर्मल आदमी बन गए. ऐसा ही हमारा भी यही होता है. औरों का मुझे मालूम नहीं.
You are moving on to Thugs of Hindustan, and Amir and you are working for the first time.
Yeah.
Everybody is looking forward to it.
Yes, this is the
Could you
first
say
time
something
that
on that,
both of us will be together. And there were some attempts made earlier on, but they didn't work out. But I'm happy that we're doing something. And hopefully it will be something exciting.
You took a sabbatical from film, sir,
Yeah.
for a long period of time. In hindsight, do you think...
That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. I think it was very arrogant. It's a very arrogant attitude to say, I'm going to take a break. I've had enough of this. I don't think as an actor it's the right attitude to have. I think in the profession that I am in, and most artists are, it's important to be within the format, within the industry for as long as you want to be, and not say that I'm going to take a sabbatical, move away, and I'll come back after 4 or 5 years. So that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. But it's a learning, and I just feel that actors will diminish, or their value or their presence will be negated in this industry once the people push them away. They will push them away if you don't perform properly, if they don't like you anymore, if they don't like your face anymore, if they don't like your performance anymore. For you yourself to say that, I have gone away, I felt was wrong. And a lot of water flows by under the bridge while you're away. And when you come back, you assume that things would be exactly the same the day you left it. That doesn't happen. It's a huge come down. It's a defeat. You're not the same person anymore. Whether it's your cinema, your popularity, your standing, everything is diminished, and that is frightening for any actor. So yes, taking a sabbatical was wrong, but that's a learning, I feel, and now I feel that I wouldn't want to ever get into that situation again. But what will happen is that with age, your face, your body, your performances, your actions, your presence in the audience's minds will slowly start diminishing. They already have started for many years ago, and it just goes downhill from now. And one fine day, you're no longer wanted. But that's what happens to everyone in this profession. So it's something that is new. It happens to people who work with their bodies. It'll happen to sports people. They're at their prime when their body is at their prime, working and performing and delivering results. But in time to come, you age and you move away. So that's going to happen to all of us. It's going to happen to me. It's already started. So.
What was that flashpoint which made you think that, okay, now I've had enough, I'll take a sabbatical?
It's not that I had enough. It's just that I was advised that, you don't need to worry about your future. So you might as well, go off on a holiday. I took that advice wrongly. Not worrying about the future was wrong, I think. And the belief that you'll be able to come back whenever you want to and still be riding that horse was wrong. It doesn't happen like that.
I mean, you said it is tough to come back. When you come back, the things are not same.
Yeah.
How did you really champion the comeback?
I didn't champion anything. I started something else. When I was, took this break, I was doing other kinds of things. I was doing satellite television. When I came back, I wanted to start a corporation because I spent some time in the United States of America, and the people there were very keen on India. And some of the people advised that, the Americans are going to move into India, and I'm talking about 1993, and how predictive that was, because now they're all over the place here. And they said, you need to get your house in order. So I felt forming a corporation, forming a body which would be professionally run in a corporate manner, unlike what was happening in the film industry where everything was looked upon as a mom and pop operation. That would be something nice. So we did that, and that didn't work because I was not qualified. I was not knowledgeable enough on how to run a business, and corporatization was laughed upon at the time it was done. The belief in people was obviously not there, and whatever we took, unfortunately, didn't work, and we went into huge amount of debts, personal debts, and they were extremely large, and there were almost 90 to 100 legal cases against me personally. And so in order to get out of that, I needed to earn some money. And so I had no films, I had no money, I had gone bankrupt. There were legal notices over my house, and you know how the tax authorities work. And so I walked across from my house to Mr. Yash Chopra's house, which is just here, and I said, I'm broke, I don't have money, I don't have a job, I need a job. And he gave me Mohabbatein, the film, and I started off slowly, and then gradually worked in some more films. Something happened, then a few other things happened, and I was able to pay back all my debts. There were many debts which even the people that I owed money to were not aware of. So I actually went to their house and said, I owe you this money, here it is. And I wiped out all those debts and started working again.
I'm very happy that you did that. But tell me, sir, politics also you have mentioned earlier that you was a mistake, like you just said, for your corporate body.
Yeah.
How do you avoid the temptation now? You must be getting even calls, the offers that आप ये party join करो.
I'm not qualified to be I don't know politics. I'm not qualified for it. So I stepped back from it, never to get back there again.
What's your equation with the media now? Because it's very interesting to know that.
Just like anybody else. Somebody asks me for an interview, I go for an interview. Why do you ask that question?
I am asking because I'm just going to that sabbatical you had with the media also, like you had with the films.
Yes,
there was a period.
That was That was a belief in the media that I was responsible for the banning of media during the emergency, and I had nothing to do with it. But they felt that I was responsible for certain restrictions over the media or banning it during the emergency, even in the film industry. And so they decided, the media decided to ban me. And they would not write about me, they would not put up my photographs at any events. The photographers would not take my photographs, they would put their camera on the stage. Where credits were deserving, I was eliminated. So if there's a film which is starring, Hema Malini, myself, Pran Saab, it would be Hema Malini, Pran, not even mention names. So this went on for a while, and then I felt that if they have the liberty to ban me, I should have the liberty to ban them too from my life, and therefore I never met them, I never spoke to them, and I think for almost 15 years I didn't interact with the media. But then one fine day, I got injured on my sets of a film called Coolie, and
82.
In 1982, and one of the media heads who had, in a sense, initiated this ban on me, actually wrote about me and put me on the cover of his magazine. And I felt that was a wonderful gesture. When I recovered from my illness, I went and met the person, and he was frank enough to tell me that, yes, we were against you because of these conditions. We wanted you to fail, but we didn't want you to die. And that's why I did this. So I felt that was very brave and very honest of them to say so. And so we got back to talking. And then we are talking.
So I asked you how is the equation of the media. I also would like to just elaborate on that question, that this paparazzi which you see, you go to the airports now, it's far more different, far more, attacking, intrusive.
Right.
How do you feel about it? Many actors have been vocal that, they are uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is technology. You can't stop it. You can't call it invasive. The air is free for everybody. And technology has made it possible for people to photograph you whenever and wherever and where they want to. So might as well accept it and live with it. The problem is that every time you're going to the airport or coming out of your house or going to an event, you just have to make sure what clothes you're wearing, because if you are wearing the same clothes, then they say, this guy doesn't have any clothes to wear. He comes wearing the same clothes to every event. So I've got to think every time I'm going to the airport, what did I wear when I last went? Okay, fine, I have to change. Because I know that I'm going to be photographed, and I know that there is going to be 8 pages in that magazine that talks about fashion. And you have all the major stars walking in and walking out of airports, or walking into a restaurant and walking out. And there are comments on their dress. I like the jeans, I don't like his shoes, I don't like his eyewear, or don't like his hairstyle. Oh, I love this watch. But this is now content for media, and you cannot shy away from it. That's their business. They're doing their business. I must do my business. That's it. Sometimes, when they come and block your car, I feel bad, because I feel there could be an accident. And I hope through this medium I'm able to convey to them, to all the photographers, please take your photographs, but don't block the car, because there can be an accident.
The mic's coming close to your face also, you must have.
Yeah, that's all right. Whether you answer or not, that's my prerogative. It's their prerogative to ask a question. If I've held a press conference, and if I've invited the media, then I'm also inviting an opportunity for them to ask me whatever they want to.
Fair.
I may answer that question, I may not answer that question. And that's for them to assume or decipher how they felt that moment, which is perfectly fine.
50 years in the industry, sir. 2 years down the line.
Phir 50 pe aa gaya.
Okay. 50.
Yeah.
Okay, let's...
No, it's a large number of years in a profession. I'm just very fortunate to have spent so many years and had the opportunity to see at least 4 decades, hopefully 5 decades, in an industry which is so loved, which is so reflective of art and society and morality. It's just, I consider myself very fortunate to be a part of it. To have worked with with the kind of people that have been masters at their craft, and to now be in association with present masters who will, in the years to come, become future masters as well. So I'm just very fortunate and very grateful to the Almighty to give me this opportunity. So I look forward to those moments when I can spend time with the younger generation, a generation which I really admire a lot. I have great regard and appreciation for the work that they're doing. They are phenomenal, and I generally say that because every effort of theirs that I see, I am amazed at their talent, at the liberty they take in expressing themselves in a manner which we took several years and still have not been able to have some kind of maturity in them. But it's really it's a wonderful era to be alive and to see the brilliance of this talent, which I admire very much. And I do look forward to moments when I can perhaps have an opportunity to be on the same frame with them, because it would be a great learning for me.
You are in love with social media, right?
Yes, I went on to something because it was novel. Somebody came to me and said, you know, you need to have a website. I didn't know what a website meant. They told me, I asked them what it is. They said, look, you know, all your details, who you are, what you were born, what films you've done, a little bit of a history about yourself. It's a website. So I said, okay, why do you want me to do that? They said, look, there are almost 50 other websites in your name and none of them is the genuine one. So it would be nice if you could have a genuine website. I said, fine. I said, what do I do? They said, sir, we'll have to design it and we'll get back to you. I said, how long it will take? They said, it'll take about 6 months. I said, that's a hell of a long time. So can I not do something tomorrow? They said, yes, you can write a blog. I said, what is a blog? They said, you know, we'll tell you a site, you go there, you write, and you press a button, and it goes out to the world. I thought that was very interesting. So I got the technology, and I said, hello, this is Amitabh Bachchan. Lovely to be here. I pressed the button, went out. Next day, I got a response to it.
Responding.
One person responded to me. I said, gosh, this is terrific. So I wrote his name and said, thank you for coming back to me, and it's lovely for you to be here. Pressed another button, it went out. Next day, I got 4 responses. And then I started doing this every day. And now I write a blog. I've been writing a blog. And I number the days every day. So I'm on day 3,260. That's 3,260 days on the blog every day. 2,450 days on Twitter. 1,650 days on Facebook. And yeah.
How do you remember these numbers?
Because I write it every day. I do it myself. I don't have a team. I do all my answers. I get about 400 responses on my blog. I try and catch up as many as I can on my Twitter because I still work through my laptop. Many people who work on Twitter work on their mobile, so they get immediate reactions and they can get a reply. But because I have to number my Twitters and posts, I need to remember that number. So yes, so collectively, if you were to do my blog, my Twitter, my Facebook and my Instagram numbers, it's approximately 60 million. It's about 8 or 9 million on the blog, 25.2 million on Twitter, 24 odd million on Facebook, and 2.8 million on Instagram. So collectively, it's about 60 million. It's a fortune for me. It's a fortune because on the blog, when I started getting these responses, for some reason which I cannot explain, I just told the people that were coming onto the blog, you are my extended family. And I gave them a little title. I said, you are my EF. And now that EF has become truly a wonderful family of almost 400 or 500 people. And they write every day. And I designed my blog in a manner where I write, and then there is a section where I can get my responses, and those responses come with their name and their photograph. And then I designed where I can respond to a response. So if they respond to me, I can actually go back to them, and not write the blog, but respond to their response individually.
Yeah.
Which I do as much as I can. And this has now become a wonderful, truly a wonderful family, because when I started, none of these people that came onto the 400 of them that came on knew each other. They were just
Now they are
admirers or well-wishers of mine in my films. But now they know each other because they keep coming regularly. They are from different parts of the world. They are from South Africa, from Australia, from Fiji, from Japan, from China, from Europe, from Russia, from America, from Africa. And when I travel overseas, or if I happen to be in that particular city, the EF knows that I'm there, and they come and they meet me, and I meet them, and I spend time with them. When they travel to India, they come in groups, and they are in touch with the EF of Mumbai, so they will inform them. They actually come and live together. The EF of Mumbai hosts the EF that comes from, say, America or Europe, and they all move around together. The Indian EF will show the country around to the rest of the foreigners. They come and meet me. I spend time with them.
terrific. So much of involvement.
And apart from that, there is a vast amount of knowledge that some of them possess. So they will assess a film, they will assess a situation, and they will comment upon it. And I can tell you that it's the finest form of literature that I get to read. And some of the comments that they make on not just my films, but any film or any situation, it could be moral, social, political, is just absolutely amazing. And a lot of it I actually copy and put out again on my
Incorporate in
Twitter,
that.
in my Twitter. And it's wonderful to be in touch with them. And that's what the social media is.
A whole lot of well-read people. I mean, all these people. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, so many.
Yes, yeah.
I was very impressed when you mentioned that, it's fair if I'm trolled, that's a part of social media.
Yeah, I think if you're on social media, you're giving opportunity to somebody to make a comment on you. If they have the opportunity to say something nice to you, accept it. If they feel that no, it's not nice, you must be prepared for that. It's a medium that allows people to make comment. Don't go on social media if you feel that getting abused
From
is
the other side.
intolerable. What's wrong with getting abused? Nobody's perfect.
They keep mentioning about your picture, that you put a picture out and they keep saying, oh, why has he put a picture?
Yeah, my own picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of them are pictures of events that I've gone to, and therefore I mention the event. Okay, I went to this award ceremony. This is the award that I got. This is who I gave it to. This is who I got it from. This is me with the other people, and people like to see it. Most of the time, these pictures are out before the actual media puts it out, because I come back from the award ceremony, let's say, or an event late at night, and I do my blogging at that time. So I print it, and it goes out to everybody. So it's ahead of the media. And if I'm going to be talking about myself, this is my Twitter handle or my account.
That's true.
I want to put up my own photographs. And a lot of the photographs are artworks that are done by the EF. I print a photograph
Yeah,
of
I've
mine,
seen them. Yeah.
and they take it and they do
Very
their own
colourful.
particular art, very talented people, and I put it back again. Not because I'm in love with my face, but I just want to exhibit their artistry. And even if it reflects that I'm in love with my face, too bad. I'll do what I want to do on my handle.
Hollywood, sir? Any offers? And recently, and
I did a film for
Great Gatsby.
Baz Luhrmann, a film called The Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After that,
No one has come to me.
Shatruji has been very vocal that you should become the president of India, and many
Yeah.
people agree with him.
He and me enjoy a lot of comedy and a lot of fun, and this is a joke between us, so kindly treat that as one.
Because many people have been saying on the social media also, yes, they
Yeah,
agree
but
with
social
him.
media is something that anybody has the liberty to express anything. That doesn't mean it's actually truthful or it's going to happen. It's not going to happen, and therefore I look at it as a joke.
Allow me to ask you about Abhishek.
Yeah.
He's been wonderful in Guru, he's been wonderful in Dhoom, he's been wonderful in Sarkar and many movies, I mean Bluffmaster,
Right.
Yuva. Do you think the industry has given him his due? I personally feel otherwise.
Who is the industry to give anybody due? The actor will command respect and due. He wants to work in a particular fashion in his life. He's done certain amount of films with certain kind of people, and he has excelled in that. I'm happy that you're able to notice that. In the future also, he will work according to what he feels is right. That's fine. Some things work, some things don't work. And it's not just him, it happens to everybody. It happens to the topmost actors, It happens to the lowermost actors whose films have not worked and they suddenly get a success. But this is how life is and this is how the film industry is. So he wants to be associated with films. He wants to promote sports in the country. He owns a kabaddi team. He owns a football team. Who knows, there may be other avenues in sports that he may want to do, or who knows what else he wants to do. But that is his decision, and I admire that, and I support him. That's fine.
I read that letter which you wrote to your granddaughters, and that
Yes.
became very,
At the time of Pink.
yes,
Yes.
going back to Pink now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I just felt that
Can you-
Shujit and me were talking,
Yeah.
and Shujit has 2 daughters, and he felt very strongly that the message that we are giving out in the film needs to be made more vocal. It would be nice if you could write to your daughter and your granddaughters, because I have 2 granddaughters. I have 3 nieces, and I have a granddaughter now, and a grandniece now. What are they called? Niece's daughter is called grandniece?
yeah,
Yeah, okay, grandniece. So he felt it would be nice if I could just, express my views on daughters, on the female aspect of the gender, and because we were making a film on it, he felt it would be nice as a great promotional activity as well. So I wrote this, I spoke it out, and I put it out, and I thought it worked quite well. Because we talk about it, personally, within closed doors, about how India or anywhere else, when a girl is born, what goes through, and what happens when a boy is born. And therefore, I felt that it is something that needs to be spoken about. Also, a few months before that, I was doing a TV program where we were acknowledging and honoring people who had done great social work, or great moral work, and were practically unknown in society. During that time, we honored a gentleman who came from a very, very poor background. If I'm not wrong, his father was a laborer. And by laborer, I mean somebody that carries these bags of cement from a truck to a site, that kind of labor. His son said, I want to be a doctor. So the father and his community laughed at him and said, यार तुम ये बोझ ढोने के लिए पैदा हुए हो, ये बोझा दो और कुछ सोचो मत तुम. But he insisted, and through the efforts of his father, who was still picking up all these almost menial jobs, spent his money in educating him. He became a doctor, and he became a doctor, a gynecologist, and he opened his own infirmary. And he discovered that every time a girl was born, the expressions of the parents and the people was rather morose and dull. Yet when a boy was born, there was great jubilation, and there was mithai baato, phool lao, ye karo, wo karo. So he decided that every time he would do a delivery of a girl, he would do it free of cost.
okay,
And he would celebrate that occasion within the hospital. He would distribute sweets and flowers to everyone, and it changed the whole scenario. And I thought that was an amazing aspect. And then he not only did that individually, he contacted many other of his doctor friends in all over the country, and almost now 1,000 hospitals are following this practice. And they were very distressing news that he gave. He said कि सर जब लड़का पैदा होता है, अब मान लीजिए कि प्री डिलीवरी हो गई उसकी, he has to go into an incubator, and
yeah,
the whole family comes there and they're
praying.
worried and interested and saying कि यार बचा लीजिए please इसको हमारा किसी तरह. Yet if it's a little girl that is born and is in an incubator, nobody takes interest. No family member comes to ask how that girl is doing. And that was disgusting to hear
Really?
from this man. And those were some of the elements that, went in through the minds of Shujit and me and
Yeah,
everyone.
they're really disturbing.
Very disturbing elements. So at that point of time, to write that kind of letter to all the daughters of the world and was just wonderful. And it was heartening to see, because the day I put it out on social media, the first call that I got was from my granddaughter. She was studying in New York and said, Nana, I just read your letter and I want to tell you I'm very proud of you, and I'll be exactly the same way that you want me
Wow.
to be in your letter. And that was very encouraging.
What would you like them to become? I mean, any personal.
that's
of
their-
course, there it is, but anything.
That's their personal choice. Yeah.
If they want to enter movies.
Sure, why not? That's their individual choice. I would give them the liberty.
So as we wind up, sir, the interview will be incomplete if I do not ask you that, where are we headed in the industry with the studios shutting shop, the scenario changing now, and
Yeah.
all around you and all
I've
around
been
us.
in this industry
Where
for
is it
now
going?
almost 48 years. And there hasn't been a single year when I haven't been asked this question that you've asked me. Studios are shutting down, distributor बंद हो गया, सर इंडस्ट्री तो खराब होगी. कुछ नहीं होने वाला है सर. ये इंडस्ट्री बहुत जागृत इंडस्ट्री है और ये जिंदा रहेगी जन्म जन्मांतर तक. कुछ नहीं होने वाला इसका. We are all very strong. Creative artists are always going to survive. They'll live forever because that's human creation. Every time we hear this, वो कॉर्पोरेशन बंद हो गया, ये बंद हो गया.
अभी
वो
कुछ
बंद-
ज़्यादा ही हो रहे हैं.
नहीं, कुछ ऐसा नहीं. सब अच्छा खासा चल रहा है और चलेगा भी आगे भी.
May the industry grow and may we have many more Fridays with you in the center.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, sir, for being on Spot Boy. It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure
Thank you
talking
so
to
much,
you.
man.
Thank you so much.